So before we get into answering how much does this cost, it's important that you know if website messaging and strategy is what you need at this time. So we're first going to answer the question, who is this best for? So we could be a good fit if you're an established service business, you have a track record. In other words, you're not new to your business. If your website isn't showing the caliber, the reputation you've built, and the work you've done, or if you've changed your pricing or maybe your offers or the demographic you work with, and your website doesn't show that. And if you have the budget for my services, and finally, if you're about to gain more visibility because you're going to be doing more speaking, podcast appearances, or maybe you're starting your own podcast, maybe you've got referral partners, you're expecting more traffic to your site, maybe you're selling your business, or you've got a new book that's out or that's coming out and you're starting to see that it's getting some traction. You want to make sure that your website backs you up when that new audience of people coming to your site checks you out. So all of those situations, you and I could be a good fit. And there's often one or more reasons why people decide that they need work done on their website. So if you are in any of these buckets, it could be a good fit. So one of them is maybe more people. You're anticipating more people will be checking you out because you've got some high visibility opportunities coming up. Or maybe your business has grown and evolved, it's become bigger and better, but your website doesn't reflect that growth. Or maybe you built your site years ago, you haven't done anything on it since or with it since. That is something I see a lot of. Then this could be the moment where you're like, okay, I need some work done on my website. But then there's also some situations where getting work done on your site might not be the best thing to do at this time. And if you fall into any of these, and just think about it. So if you don't have a website, it's probably not a good fit or a good time for you. If you're urgent to get leads by next week, like you're having a lead problem, it may not be a good fit, especially if it's really, really urgent. It could be other things first that are causing the lead problem. If you're still working on your offerings, or maybe you're discovering who your best clients are, we may not be a good fit. And if your project is an e-commerce or SaaS website, we definitely are not a good fit because I only work with home service and service businesses. So if you're considering working with me, now you want the question answer, Sandra, how much does it cost? Why does it cost that much? And what exactly do I get? So let's dive into each of those questions. So before I make any website recommendations, I first need to understand what's working, what isn't, and why that is. So that's why the first step is the site lens audit. And I use a proprietary system to audit your website strategy and messaging. I'm essentially looking for gaps that could be tripping up your best fit clients. And to start the process, we have a 90-minute meeting. You're going to be given a questionnaire to complete so I can gather information before our meeting. So prior to our meeting, I'm going to have prepared questions based on your answers to the questionnaire because I really want to have a solid understanding about your business, your goals, and the kind of clients you work with or the kind of clients you really want to work with. After our meeting, I'll complete an audit led strategy and messaging review, and then I'll recommend the most effective changes to improve clarity, proof, and flow. Because when the right people check you out, you really want your website backing you up, and you want it to also guide them to the next step to working with you. And lastly, I'll create a streamlined report, and that report's going to itemize exactly what to do and the order of priority because I do not want you to be overwhelmed. We're then going to meet a second time for 60 minutes. We're going to go over the audit together, and that is your opportunity to ask your questions. The meeting is also going to be recorded, so you can refer back to it as often as you need to or want to. And then at this stage, you can either choose to implement the recommendations yourself or hire me to do some or all of the work. Now, the cost of this step one, this site lens audit, is 1,500 Canadian if your business is in Canada. If it's in the US, then it's in US dollars. So if you choose to hire me to implement the recommendations from the audit, the cost for the audit is automatically deducted in step 2. Step 2 is a site lift. What is this? It consists of many things, but essentially it's the 4 pages of mobile and desktop strategy and copy. And the sole purpose of this is to give you a website that backs you up when people are checking you out, which is going to happen. So with it, you receive a voice of customer research. And what that is where there's review mining happening. I'm looking at any intake forms you have or sales call notes and your analytics, any kind of data you have. And this is to capture phrases, concerns, and those yes, but objections that your site needs to address. It also includes up to 8 Zoom interviews with available past or present clients, and all of that's going to be scheduled and led by me. You'll also get premium website copy for 4 pages, and that's going to include basic on-site or on-page SEO essentials like page titles and meta descriptions. You'll get a clickable website draft for mobile and desktop, so you can test drive those pages before anything gets built. It includes a collaborative revision rounds until the copy is approved. And I have to tell you that most clients love the first draft. So what's left is really polishing. There's never any rewriting involved. You'll get coordination. I will coordinate with your designer as needed because I want to make sure that the final pages reinforce the strategy. It also includes pre-launch copy integrity check because I want to make sure that the live design supports the message, that it's clear, the hierarchy is good, the calls to action, and it's readable. And finally, all of this is going to be done in a streamlined process. There's going to be clear milestones so you know exactly what's happening next and when. So this is perfect for working around your busy schedule. Now, the cost for the site lift package, it starts at $6,000. However, with the audit price automatically deducted, the price for this package starts at $4,500. And if you need more than 4 pages done, each additional page starts at $1,500. Now, you may have noticed I'm saying things like starting at, prices are starting at this, and be wondering what factors can cause the price to go up. So let's discuss those. These are the factors that could cause the price to go up. So if you've got more than one decision maker is involved in this, that's definitely going to cause the price to go up. If feedback is routed through another person besides you as the business owner, like through your VA or marketing manager, or if there's multiple people needing to review this, it's going to affect the price. If there's any kind of legal or compliance review that needs to happen. If you have a large menu of services that need clear hierarchy, so you've got bundles or tiers, you've got add-ons or custom work. If you're serving more than one market or demographic, and if you have additional copywriting needs outside of those 4 pages, like, for example, a new lead magnet, all of those things are factors that can cause the price to increase. And if any of these things apply, I will flag it during the audit and give you options. So it won't come as a surprise. Now, my goal is simple, is to help your website become a powerful asset in your business. Because the more income that you have, that means you can give back to causes you believe in. You've got the ability to support the people you love, not just now, but generations from now. And you'll still have time for spontaneous stuff like wrestling matches and those late night talks. So if this resonates with you, you can click the link in the description to set up a time to talk about your website. And then here is my contact information as well if you're watching this off of my website.